Live. We are live, and hello, everybody. I'm very sorry today. I was a little busy and I could not come before. And Matt was a fantastic person. Said there is no problem. I can wait for the interview. And I'm very proud to have here one of the guys who construct so many things for us in a community. And we have today Matt from landsurf.com, and a guy who make wheels for boards like La Croix, and is a guy who is as a company, but he opened his company and give always something for us to take out in 3D, and that is what we call a community guy. I'm welcome you to you guys. For me, one of the creative guys from our electro community, Matt from landsurf.com. Hello, Matt.
Hey, how are you? Oh, it's good to be here.
Yeah, thank you very much for waiting for me.
No
That
problem.
is one normally I'm always punctually to my compromise, but today was a special day, and thank you for waiting.
No problem.
First of all, my first question, like always, how everything started? How come the idea to say, like the
Yeah.
studio?
Well, I think it was about 3 years ago. I got a Onewheel and really enjoyed riding that. But on the first day that I had it, I was coming home, and I live in a very hilly area. And like a lot of new Onewheel customers and riders, I was overconfident in what the board can do, and I was really kind of chugging up this steep hill when I had my first nosedive. And before I knew it was happening, I was on the ground looking up and wondering what had happened. And I didn't lose consciousness or anything, but the nose of the board, scraped into the pavement and threw me to the ground faster than I could even put my arm out. So it landed on my shoulder. And after that, I just thought, if I had just a few seconds to react, or if the board didn't stop quite so suddenly, I might have a chance to, regain control or jump off. And that's when I started developing the little, very small Fangs 1.0 wheels. And these were originally actually wheels from my 3D printer, which they have guides on them, linear guides, and the wheel rolls across some extrusions, and they were the perfect size to kind of fit up underneath the bumper. And so I went into my 3D modeling package, which is Fusion 360, and worked up a few designs and 3D printed them out after a few iterations. And I posted those and said, hey, what do you think? And people said, oh, this seems like a good idea. How does it work? And it was kind of just from there. That was the birth. I started making wheels that were 3D printed. I started offering them to people, and the reception was really good. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And I came out with some larger ones, which is which are very similar to the 2.1 full-size wheels I have now. And after that, I started just getting into more electric ridables, and I decided that I wanted to try the La Croix. That was, at the time, the Prototipo was just coming out. So I picked up one of those and really started to enjoy that as well. But I primarily stayed focused on the Onewheel for a long time. And I think it wasn't until the Nazare and Lone Star came out that I started thinking about some of these other parts that were, in my mind, a little bit lackluster for the performance of the board, and didn't quite match up to the rest of the board. And one of those things, of course, is wheels. I've always been fascinated by wheels since I was a kid. And all my vehicles throughout the years have had multiple sets of wheels. And I don't know why. I love radial designs, and I love the way that wheels change the look of a vehicle so drastically. You can have two vehicles that look very similar, and you just swap out the wheels, and all of a sudden it's a completely different car. And I think it's the same with the skateboards. So long story short, it started with a Onewheel, and I've always been a designer and a hobbyist. I've been in RC airplanes, for over this side for a long time, and those are very high-powered electric toys as well. And so it just seemed very natural to kind of move over into this electric-powered skateboard industry, just because I've had a lot of experience with that sort of thing, the high-power setups. I mean.
Yeah.
And so here we are.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Tom is there. Everybody is there. They are putting questions. First of all, we're starting with. I start making questions to Matt, and then later we go to the questions from you guys. Don't worry, we don't forget. We try to do our best. This is the beginning, and everything goes like planned. Let us talk a little, and then later comes the question for all of you. We're not going to forget nobody. So, my friend, and then the land of surfing. How you became with this idea? That was like when you started. The idea from you was to make a website and start to sell stuff, or in the beginning was just like a 3D printing 3D, and was not the thing you have in your mind to create something like a website like today. Land of Surf is one of the biggest ones.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it started off as a hobby. It was just something I never intended this to be any kind of business. It was just something I made for myself. When I made a few things, people expressed interest, and so I sold a few pairs. And like I said before, it just kind of snowballed from there. I still do HTML programming and animation and design for web, for advertising. Although I'm doing a lot more now with LandSurf, because it's just taken off, and I just don't have time to do my normal day job anymore. And I really enjoy making stuff like wheels and fenders and axles and stuff like that, because it gives me a really fun creative outlet. And I decided that I would, after I guess maybe 6 months or so, I should have a website. And I chose the name LandSurf because I wanted to be able to I wanted to be able to make things for boards. I didn't want to lock myself into the Onewheel. I didn't want to lock myself into any particular type of vehicle, but I knew that whatever I wanted to be on, whatever I wanted to make things for, it was going to be similar to surfing the land, so that's LandSurf kind of came up as a catch-all phrase for all the electric rideables that I was hoping to work on one day or modify.
Okay, let's start for the first one. For the people who ask me, I have lots of questions from everyone, and we start with the fender.
Yes.
Your fender is very special. It's very different from the other. The angles is totally different from the other ones. I try it. I have a Onewheel too. And can you tell us a little more about your fender, how everything works?
Yeah, so I wasn't ever particularly fond of the Onewheel fender or the aftermarket fenders that were out on the market. I didn't like the way that they altered the curve over the wheel. And so what I wanted was something that from the profile or the side view matched the curve of the wheel. I didn't want to have like a St. Louis arch kind of look. I wanted to have a consistent radius across the wheel. And so that's where the original side profile design came from. And then I thought, well, how can I make this a little bit more exciting? And then added in the curves and the little dynamic angles. And I just worked on it until I thought that it looked like something that I would put on my board. And I don't really have any explanation for all of the curves, except to say that when you're working as kind of engineer / artist, you have to work until the point where you feel that it's done. And once I got to this point, I knew that it was something that was, to my eye, special, and I thought that other people would like it too. And so that's why I came out with it. And then the other part was we wanted a quick on-off method, right, for taking the fender off.
Yeah.
And I personally just am not. I know a lot of people like magnets. I like magnets as well, but my experience is that it's just never as strong as screws, no matter how strong magnets are. And if they are as strong as screws, then it's trouble getting it off. And magnets pick up dirt. They're going to pick up the iron and the dirt. It's going to be, you take it off and you ride a little bit, the dirt's going to get on the magnet. So I thought, how can we do this toolless? And that's where the thumb screw was from. So I decided that I would splurge a little bit and make them out of titanium, because it wasn't significantly more expensive than regular steel. So
and it's easy. The way you put it, it's very easy for everybody to take off and put it again. I think that was the best way. I don't have nothing against the magnet, but I think I feel more safe with this type of like you make it. I think and the form from your fender is very different from the Onewheel. The Onewheel is like an egg, and your is like a ball, is more like the wheel. Perfect to the wheel, passed very good. In the future, do you think you're going to have other colors? How many colors? Because
right.
Because I see, do you have or you're going to stay just with the black color?
The reason that it's currently black is because the material, which is called XCELL, is a very difficult color to tint to other colors because it's so dark, I guess. But they said that it wouldn't. The manufacturer basically told me that it wouldn't match the colors that I would supply. So the black version is going to have to stay XCELL. I did some tests with a hard urethane, hard TPU. The weight is increased and the strength isn't as good. So I'll probably get back to it at some point. I haven't, only because black tends to be the biggest seller by a wide margin, and colors are great, but it's kind of a smaller market. And I couldn't match the Onewheel stock colors using that material.
Okay.
So I don't want to do that.
Yeah. You have 3 different colors here, if anyone
for the
wants to buy it. Yeah, I think.
Okay, now those are actually So those are actually for the pint.
Oh, that's so for the ones you have. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so for the pint.
Now for the contour fender, for the full size Onewheel, we have just black and silver. And the reason for that is that the pint thumb screws are a later design. They just fit the stock fender, and I tried some gold electroplating as well, and that's where those come from.
When you start, now we go to the question, the fungs. Do you start with the plastic one, or with the 2.0, or with the 2.1? What was the first one?
The first one was the 2.1 was the initial design. I don't have the 1.0s online anymore. They were 3D printed.
Yeah.
They were smaller like that, like the minis, but much narrower.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What material do you use for the mini? The 2.0?
Okay, so the minis and the full size are both glass filled nylon. So it's a nylon with a 30% glass fiber infill, and that makes it extremely rigid and strong. And then what you're seeing here, though, is I know there are 7075 aluminum CNC. So you can have very strong plastic or virtually unbreakable aluminum. And if you don't know, that 7075 is comparable to a mid-grade steel in terms of strength.
Because my friends, I have lots of friends who ride the Onewheels, and everybody say, Nelson, if you buy it aluminum. The aluminum is the best one, and that's why I ask you what is the difference, because I see that you have 2 types of material, and I think the idea is perfect for the guys.
The aluminum are expensive to produce, and so I wanted to have an economical alternative that worked just as well, and that's why we have the nylons.
Okay, because today I think it's very important for us to maybe pay a little more, but the safety and the quality is always very important for me. I think maybe it's better for you to pay a little more, but you have resistant product. I see that you have in blue, red, and I think I see it in green. Or that you don't have no more the green and
The
black.
green, yeah. So it's red, blue, and black right now. That's a terrible picture of the nylons. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The green was a run I did a few times ago. I'll probably bring it back, but for the moment, we're just doing red and blue. But I also am kind of moving forward ahead onto Fangs 3.0, which have not been previewed yet, but they'll be here around the end of the month. And that is going to be an integrated bumper like the pint bumper. And the wheels, like in that picture you're seeing right there, the wheels are actually all the way to the edges, and they're part of the bumper. So it's just like an XR bumper with the wheels built in already. So those will be coming out soon.
And then you have the option, if somebody wants to buy it, they can buy it, this one, with everything included.
Right. So this is the pint version, right? So there'll be one like this for full size as well. It's almost complete.
Okay. And you have in different colors. You have in orange, blue, red, and white, and black.
Yes. And we have 2 new colors coming very soon, which will be pink, and the olive green will be added to this list.
I love orange, and I think that is fantastic.
Yeah, so it's a really nice bright orange. These actually match the Future Motion bumpers, the color.
That is very nice. That's the first time I see this with the colors. I was always, but I cannot ride a pint because of my weight. Then you have, do you have the grip tapes? How that work with the grip tapes for you? You have the two different types, or
right? So these. So these fit the platypus foot pad. Originally, I had some Vicious as well as Jessup, but the Badger grip's made by some guys in the community, and it's extremely grippy and great. And the Vicious is very hard to get in quantity. It's very difficult to track down the 60-foot rolls that I need. And even their website, when I go there, the email address isn't linked and stuff. So I switched over to the Badger grip because it was just as grippy, if not more so. And like I said, it was made by some guys in the community, so it's nice to do that.
You're going to go with different grip tapes, or are you going to stay with these two of them?
For now, probably these 2, unless some others come on the market that seem better. Some are proprietary, and I can't get in rolls. So this kind of covers the gamut for right now, for a very high quality grip tape, either super grippy or the Rome, which is also very high quality but not as grippy. It doesn't cut your hand.
So then we go to the if they want extra wheels for the funds, they can have it here. That is for the 2.2. That's for the pint.
So in the past, I didn't have all the replacement parts available, but now I've gone through and made sure that there are kits available for replacement wheels or axles or whatever you need. And if there's something else, if there's a screw missing or they lose a square nut or something, I'll just ship those out to them.
You don't want to ask. You don't want to ask something from Delacroix. Yeah. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. Let me try to show what I was here. Then we go to another point that is very important, because you started to make lots of things for electro skateboards.
Yes.
And I see that you have pulleys. You work with the pulleys, what is the material that you are using for your pulleys?
That is also, so the pulleys and the wheels are all 7075 T6 aluminum. You can see that here. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
So those are 7075 aluminum also.
Okay. Do you just have the 18T, or are you going to have another ones?
For the pinion? You know, I don't have that here. Well, there will be more, yes. The 18 is the first I did as a test to kind of see how it went in testing the material. We chose a really, really high carbon steel to give it a super high surface hardness. And really, those 18T high carbon steel pinions are kind of buy once and that's it. You don't ever have to really buy another pinion. I mean, they just do not wear much at all. So that's nice.
Guys, I just want to answer one question before. Matt and Landsurf don't pay nothing. This is free. That is no. We are just happy to have here a guy who creates something for the community. I invited him. He's not paying nothing. We don't make propaganda for anyone. He's just a guy from our community, and I think he do so amazing things for us that we have to bring these guys here to the screen. Yeah, I'm just because sometimes the people think because I'm asking, I think the information is very good for everybody when you have doubts. Why is this product? How do you make this product? I bring the person who is the owner from the company that he can answer all the questions, but is not paying nothing, he's not sponsoring nothing. That is free. He came free to us, and I came free to him. I'm very pleased that he accepted the invitation from me. That's why I just want to let that very clear. That is not something we are sponsoring or we are doing something for the land of surf. No, we are free, all of us. Okay, guys, just to don't think nothing wrong from us. So let's go on, my friend. I see that you show me this one. I think that is you have in how many colors? Red and blue.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Yeah,
I don't see anything. Oh, yeah. Yes. Yes. So there's red, blue, and black.
Yeah. Okay. And you have, I see it something here.
Right. So that's yeah. So that's a wheel. That's just a wheel from the side showing how the pulley keys in. And I actually have that here.
In different colors.
Yeah. So I just essentially all that is that if you look here,
yeah,
you'll see that there are some.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
You'll see that there are some kind of. This is hard to do. Some the towers there, they have a little cut in, and then if you look at the wheel, there's like the corresponding key there, and so when the wheel comes on, then it kind of locks in there, and oops, let me bring it back this way.
Oh, with the
and that allows it. That allows it to key into the wheel instead of just relying on the strength of the screws, and sitting on top of the screw bosses here. We actually key in and it holds it tight. Yeah. So that's kind of what that picture is showing. So
because I see lots of pictures, my friend. Yeah, give me a second, then we can get everything out, because then we can see better. Because I see lots of pictures, and I see your Facebook channel. Everybody can come to his Facebook channel. XCELL. Then you're going to find everything what you need. He has different colors. He has how everything is sent to you. You can see this is fantastic. This is amazing product. I love this. This is very good, my friend. And then that was my question. Do you see this grip tape? Why don't you create it like this one?
That's actually grip tape. I think that's called the dope grip that Matthew Mantiega was showing. I'm not familiar with that. I think it just came out. I'm not sure. I haven't messed with any kind of grip tape on the boards yet. That's way down the line. And there are already so many great people doing grip tape things. So that's why I was trying to do the things that people hadn't done before. And one of the things that hadn't really been commercialized to a large extent were alloy wheels. Not alloy wheels, aluminum wheels.
Yeah,
We have offerings from eTalks that I've seen, as well as some of the metal wheels from Trampa. But what I wanted
that's
was
nice.
something that looks like a sports car wheel, and that's what I set out to design.
But that is, I can tell you, this is a great one. I don't have no problems to say to everybody, if you have the chance to buy it for your LaCroix. I have a fantastic LaCroix, and I see his product, how it works, and everything he bring out is just amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, it's very, very nice. And what you are seeing here is picture for guys who buy it from him, and they are so proud to have the product from. Then we have another question, my friend, is like this, where I have it. I'm going to put it like this. So let me go back. I talk with you in private. Let's talk about this.
Your shorties.
Because that is one of the things I have to have it, because I think that is amazing.
Thank you.
You put it out about I don't know, 1 week, 2 weeks. How many times?
Yeah, I think it's been about 2 weeks. Yeah.
And that is amazing. What can you talk about this? What is the feeling? Why do you make it the small one that everybody understand it?
So for any skateboard, the narrower the track width is of the front wheels or the wheels overall, the smaller radius turn it can make. And I was reading something about skateboard dynamics or track radius, and I realized that we could shorten up the front quite a bit to get a better turning radius, because the LaCroix Nazare Hypertrek setup is great, but it's not exactly sharp turning. And there were many times when I wanted to either do a U-turn or make a sharp turn, and I don't want to have to reposition my feet on the board in order to get the turn angle that I want. I want to be able to just kind of lean side to side. And what I was having to do with these longer axles is when I was coming up to a turn that was sharp, I would kind of scoot over to one side of the board to get more weight on it so that I could turn sharply or more sharply. And then you'll see here's the difference in length right here.
That is very different.
Okay. So essentially we just took away, I took away this area. Okay, and made it much shorter here. And so now, basically, when you're out riding, you still have that high speed stability, but you have a sharper carve. And when you're like 15 miles an hour or less, you can really shorten it. Now, those aren't shorties there. That's just showing the front of the board. Really, the width of the wide tires, but the shorties are great, and the feedback has been amazing. Everybody that has put them on so far has really loved it.
When I see the first time, I say that is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, it's something. I mean, I don't think it's all that unique. I think that anybody could have done it. I just happened to do it.
Yeah, but it's unique because you made it. The other ones just talk it and nobody do it. You do it. That's the important thing. That's what we need. That's what we need is persons who do it, not persons who say, "Oh, that is great, that is very nice," but they don't do nothing. That's the difference between mating and just talking. Talking, everybody can talk and everybody can say, "Oh, that is, we could make it." Everybody could make it, but made it because there is lots of persons there who want to buy it, and we want to improve our board because we have a fast board in our hands, and I think like this is better for us to enjoy with the board, because the turning from the other one, you have to have more speed to turn. And with this one, you can go with a small speed, you can turn better. I think
and it's great when you're on a path with other people, or you are on a more of a tight turn path, because when you're coming up to people, we've all been there where you have someone walking ahead of you and then someone approaching you, and you need to kind of thread that needle between them. And it's nice to be able to have that maneuverability to do so. So it makes the board feel smaller because it turns so sharp.
Yeah. I have a question here from Tom. We're going to start some questions here. What Matt's favorite ride?
Like where to go, or which board?
Well,
I think
the question is like I think the question from Thomas is what Matt's favorite ride. Ride is like when you ride a board. I don't understand very well the question from him, but maybe
my Nazare is the favorite ride currently for sure.
Okay.
I don't have a Lone Star. It's too heavy for me. I prefer to blast out 20, 25 miles at high speed than 50 miles an hour, going slower.
I have another question here from Jamie. He's a big fan from you.
Yes, I know Jamie. Hey, Jamie.
Jamie is a fantastic guy. He's going to be in our broadcast. If somebody wants to see him, Jamie is going to be with us. Let me see. We're going to have Jamie in 14th of January. He's going to be here. He has a question for you.
Yes, how is the speed stability? So the high speed stability isn't affected. It's just that it takes less effort to turn sharper at the same speed for the same board angle. And that's a nice surprise because I didn't know before making them how it would be. But we just did a ride with some of the guys a few days ago, went out to the Marin Headlands, which is very hilly, a lot of pretty fast sweepers, and just performed really well.
Then we go for the other question from Tom. Let's do it. Really improve the game with the new ups. So
the thing about these alloy wheels is that here's the large
wow, that is beautiful.
Helios. Thank you. Is that the accuracy is incredible. Basically, if you put this, I have a special machine to measure these to make sure they're in tolerance. But if you put these on,
is this the same? Is this the same ones from this, or this is different?
Yes, yeah, that's the same one. This is the Helios. Okay. This is the first of the wides to be available.
Okay.
And they're just incredibly accurate. They vary only by 0.05 millimeters. When you rotate them, let's see, when you rotate them around the edge, the run out, what's called the run out, which is how much they vary in the radius, is less than the width of a human hair. So, and about half the width of the thickness of a piece of paper. So that extreme kind of accuracy translates up through your trucks and into the board, and just gives you a more accurate feel, and the board just travels more in the direction that you want it to go and eliminates wobbles.
Okay, so let's go to another one. How that work with you? Now we are in a world epidemic. When the guys gets when someone now buys something for your company, like Europe or Australia, how many time that takes to receive his product? Is going to be fast, or is
generally, some of these, like for a set of wheels or something like that, I will always ship that DHL or UPS so that they get them within 2 to 4 days anywhere in the world. And the reason for that, of course, is that USPS is really bogged down right now, and there's no point in waiting 3 weeks when you really want the product. So no, DHL anywhere in the world, 2 to 4 days for anything that you want to order.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Are you planning to open like in Europe, like a shop in Europe, or are you going to? Is okay for you just in America to do everything?
I just haven't got to that point. I don't know. I don't anticipate opening up any type of shop in Europe anytime soon. I don't even have a storefront here in the U.S.
You
It's
make
all
everything yourself.
I make everything myself, and I ship it out of my currently my 2-car garage is converted into a workshop for filling orders. But eventually when it gets bigger, I'll move out. But at the moment, everything is still so nascent, and I'm just starting. So I don't have any kind of physical location. No. Oh, but that said, I will have some European dealers that I'll partner with, such as FreeMove.fr, which is in Paris, and right now they carry a bunch of Onewheel stuff, and it makes sense for a lot of these, for duty reduction, customs fees, and things like that. It makes sense to have someone on that side of the pond.
Yeah, because in Europe now we are. If you see UK is with a lot of riders of Lacroix and lots of riders of Onewheels, and you have France. Lots of guys. Germany starting with Onewheels is they are very strong. In Holland, you have a big community of Onewheels too. And that is maybe is very good for you. Portugal, Spain, I know there is lots of Onewheels and everything. I think that is not that is starting very big here in Europe. So then we go to your motors.
Oh yeah.
Let's go to your motors. Tell us a little more about these amazing motors, my friend.
So, like I mentioned before, I've been involved with high-powered RC stuff for many years, and this company that produces this motor is actually a legend in the RC airplane world. And when I started having some issues with my motors, I was looking for replacements, and I knew that there was something that I could find that was higher power, higher quality, less weight, and the motor is the heart of the board. If you don't buy a Ferrari with a Toyota motor in it. And some of these boards coming out are too price conscious as far as their the makeup. And so what I wanted to do was get the very best motor possible for the size needed, and I found a correct, semi-correct size, which is this motor, and I made a custom shaft for it as well as a custom mount. And that was those are the beta units that people see. And to answer one of the questions from Thomas, the reason those look different is because those are more or less off the shelf units that I made a shaft and mount for. What you're seeing here in the picture, though, is a completely customized version, where it's not just closing off the holes on the end here, but it's also, there are internal changes. One of the changes being quad bearing support. So instead of 2 bearings, the shaft is supported by 4 bearings. And the reason for that is that because we run belt and gear drives on these motors, you have a radial load attached to the shaft as it turns. And the motor life, the bearing life, is inversely proportional to how much force is on that belt. So the tighter your belt, the sooner your bearings are going to fail. So if we double the amount of bearings that are holding said shaft and make those high quality, we're going to have a lot better reliability. And so that's why this motor has 4 bearings. The other part about that that's notable to mention is that on a lot of these motors, getting the bearings out is really not fun, and it's not really something meant to be performed by the customer. Whereas these motors, go ahead.
Yes, sorry. Please.
So one of the key features of this motor is ease of maintenance. And since the bearing is really the only consumable part of these motors that will at some point eventually fail, no matter how great the motor is, the idea that the bearings could be easily replaced by the user without having to send it in or without having to buy some kind of bearing pulling device was important. And it's something that I would want, and I figured that customers also would want that. So basically, the bearings are held in with some screws, and you take the rotor off, and you can access all 4 bearings, swap them out. If you have, you get some dirt in there somehow, and you hear a noise, you swap out the bearings in a half an hour and put it back on and keep riding.
Yeah.
Go ahead. So then the other thing I'll mention is that there are a couple new KVs coming out. So this one here you're seeing is will work with 12S setups up to 15S. And then we also have the new line will be 16 to 18S. There's just 127 kV for the new 18S battery setups coming out, and those are just going to be absolutely ballistic. It's going to be incredible performance.
But you're just going to make in one color, or you're going to make in different colors? What is the plan?
Yeah, so this first run, there's a limited number of motors in this first run, and they are all red as kind of Founders Edition motors. And part of the reason for that is that the manufacturer where we're currently having these made does not have it would essentially raise the price significantly enough that it wouldn't be worth changing the color. So even right now, to get that red color, I'm piggybacking on the back of another larger order. So we kind of have to wait around till they have the red color tank ready, and then they're going to dunk these in there as well. And I wanted something to differentiate between the beta units and these, and so the red is a Landsurf and XCELL color. Down the road, we'll probably have the option to get them in different colors once we get more volume. This first order is very small, just to kind of test the waters.
Just to say to the guys, I'm very sorry, but I just want to conclude what you say now. I'm a guy who I make with ATOX a gear drive for my Lacroix, and when he tell me if you want just in aluminum is no problem, is a price, but if you want with the color, I have to put about 17 euros more. That's why what Matt is telling now. The price when you put colors is going to be very more expensive.
It would be for this case. When I'm moving on to a different manufacturing method for the rotor, as you see it here, the red part. Yeah. And once we get that in quantity, then I can make it in different colors. But we're not there yet. That's probably 6 months or 4 months off.
Yeah. Okay. I see. I have a question here. If you want to answer, is first because it just asked 2 times. If you like to answer, that would be fantastic.
Yeah. So there's not a lot that I can say about this right now. We're thinking about, and when I say we, I have a few people that I'm working with, and we will be coming out with an XCELL board. It's going to be completely different than anything on the market.
That is very good.
It's not anything like it will not have interchangeable parts for the majority of things. The wheels, of course, yes, but the rest of it is going to be like nothing anybody's seen on a skateboard before. So that's all I can say. That's all I can say.
Good news for all of us. Yeah, thank you to give it for me here in the channel. That is very nice from you. But that is very nice. That's going to make lots of persons excited.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, that is very good, my friend. So I have the same question like Jimmy wants to ask is like, do you going to make gear drives?
No. And the reason is because there are already too many really fantastic gear drives out or in progress. Some of those are like the Moon gear drive, gear drives, the 3D Cervisas, which will be able to fit I'm told, which will be able to fit turbine motors as well as XCELL wheels. So I just, I like to focus on things that people aren't doing already.
Mhm.
And the XCELL board will not be, well, I can't really talk about that.
Okay.
I don't want to say
No,
too
no.
much, but
You say it now.
there will
You know.
not be a gear drive adapter or set for LaCroix boards or any other board. No.
Make something special for us. Make us
Yes,
happy.
yes, yes. Anything I come up with is going to be on the XCELL board. So
Yes. I just want to say something very fast, guys. It's like this. Why do I have this person here? Look what he create for us and he make free for us. If you want everything, all the links is here in the channel. You can go there. He makes lots of products or make free for us. You can print it if you want. If you want a product better quality, you have to go to his company. That is the other question I'm trying to buy from you. I asked you last time, and you say that is going to come. Is this for the front wheels?
mm-hmm.
Where is that? I don't see it here, but
Oh,
it's
they're
not.
not up there. They're not up
Yeah,
there.
okay.
No. Yeah. So
But
what you're talking about are
this
the
ones,
fender.
yeah,
Yes. Yeah. So the first part's done, which is the metal.
yeah.
And I can show you that here.
Okay, give me a second,
You want to?
please.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
give me
see,
just one.
so the metal part is designed, and this you loosen these two screws here, and then it extends.
Mhm.
Here's the back, and it's very lightweight, 6061 aluminum. There's the screw that you tighten onto
Mhm.
the front axle, and then the part that's being made right now is the plastic that will fit there.
But you're just going to make to the front wheel, or you're going to make for the two of them?
For now, it's just the front wheel, because if you look
Okay.
on the shaft
Yeah.
and where this fits, on here. So this part is normally occupied by the pulley on the
Mhm.
rear wheel. So there's not really any room. So there would have to be some other type of mounting method.
Okay.
I'm not exactly sure. Right now, it's just a front wheel thing.
Okay. When you think you're going to have that finish to sell?
That will be ready end of the month or so.
Yeah, because here in Europe, the rains a lot, and that is one of the big options for us. I try to
Right.
make that in 3D, and that don't work so well, and that's why it's better for me to buy it like this. And here in Europe, we have lots of months of raining, and that is a
Yes.
good option for all of us.
Yeah,
And
and
for
the front wheels really throw not just a lot of moisture backwards, but tiny rocks. The original reason that I did that was because I was getting a lot of rocks thrown back towards the back trucks, onto the belt, onto the motors,
Mhm.
and those, after a certain amount of time, start to wear and start to pit the motors and start to pit the metal back there. So that was the original reason for making this. It will also work for water as well, but you still have the back that's going to spray you, so I'm not sure how effective that would be.
Okay.
And then also that the actual curve of the fender there, it's a little bit of a shorty design. Meant you can see it's kind of cheated towards the bottom of the wheel, where it's going to
Mhm.
shoot back towards the rear wheels. But there
Mm.
will be different radiuses of that.
I think I have here this
Yeah, so
picture.
those are plastic. Yeah.
But
So those are the 3D printed ones that are free on the
Mhm.
site.
Okay, but I recommend to everybody to buy the ones that you are finished now, because if you go to mud and everything, is better when you have a good product. 3D is good for you to try it, maybe for you to see if is going to be fine with your board or not. But I think that is more because you need it for
Yeah.
safety of your board, and you're not getting, because when you have a deck on everything electronic things, is very important to protect your board a little more.
Hmm.
The other question I have here, let me see. That is not That is, we answer this one. Uh, I don't see nothing here now, but we're going to go ahead. And how do you work with the guys? Because when I came in YouTube,
Mhm.
I find so many guys talking so good about your product, and I'm very sure all of them they don't receive nothing from you because they are normal YouTubers. How do you make these people so happy with you, because you have all around the world? I see so many nice videos from you. When you started, do you make any propaganda, or that everybody start to help you, and that grow up like lacroix, like from one day to another one? Because
Um,
if you go to internet, you see so many things from you guys, that so many YouTubers speaking so well about your product.
mhm.
Is like the only company I think I found so many things like that and grow like this is just you and Lacroix. The other ones,
Hmm.
I think they have to make lots of propaganda to go up. How everything started like this, like from one day to the other. That was like explosion to one day to the other. Wow, that was everything works.
No, no, no. It's very gradual. So the I think the one wheel fangs have been. I think I've been doing that for maybe 3 years now.
Yes.
Um, and a lot of the influencers find you. It's I didn't have to find them. They like you, like yourself. They know what is going on in the industry or what people are using, and so I get a lot of solicitations for reviews, or people want to try them out and then put them on their YouTube channel. And I like doing that because it's a great way to get out the message, and the it's a great
That's
way
the
to get
best way.
feedback as well. Yeah, so this is I mean, in this day of the internet, it's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
I don't even recognize some of the people that do. There are new ones all the time. The ones that I
Uh-huh.
started out with were like Jimmy Chang when he was just starting out his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And when I would have a new product, I would say, hey, check this out and let me know what you think. And and Jimmy's been great to help me get the word out about that. Other people like the OG Chris Richardson, has been on
Hmm.
One Wheel since day one. We kind of formed an early friendship, and so I sent him my prototype stuff and say, what do you think of this? Because if anybody knows how to ride a one wheel, it's Chris Richardson.
Yeah.
So and that's a great way to get feedback. And not all, you don't see everything. You're kind of seeing the end result. You're not seeing the back and forth of him giving me tips and ideas, and then me sending him a revision to him. You're just kind of seeing the final product. Yeah, here he is.
I
Um,
think I think he's one of the guys who explains to everybody who wants to learn. If you want
yeah.
to see his channel, is a guy who explains how can you do stuff with your one wheel. He's a creative guy. I'm going to put the link from him. I know Chris a little, and I think is the perfect person for one person who wants to start one wheeling. Go to
Yes.
his channel, and you're going to see lots of things. You're going to learn lots of things with this guy. He's a very special person in our community, and I hope that he has lots of success in his life. I hope it, and
He really
that's my
has made a
thing.
lot of content. Yeah, he's got a lot of content for how to ride the one wheel. And I tell you, I use those concepts that he teaches.
Hmm.
When I first got into this, before I ever made anything, I
Hmm.
watched his videos on curve nudges and how to get over things, and just an incredible amount of content that he's put up there for free. And again, yeah, he's got 4 million subscribers or something
Yeah,
amazing now. So yeah, I would highly recommend that channel.
yeah. I recommend all from Jimmy. I'm trying to have the two of them here in a channel, but in a moment I have everything to merge complete. I am going to have here the one wheels riders. I'm going to have the one wheels owners. I'm going to have lots of guys here in. It's going to be Alex from Lacroix. It's going to be lots of people here. And the important thing from the channel, guys, the important thing I always tell, this is for the community. If someday this channel is going to make money, that is going to make for the community, for us to make events, demos, rides. If we see that is one thing important for the community, that's what the guild is going to be. If not, it's just the important thing for us to keep information for everybody to know the community. Matt is one of the guys from our community. Like Jimmy is one guy from our community. Everybody is working for the community, and I think that today the YouTubers have to start more. Yesterday was one guy from France. Is the dark? Yeah, is the dark of riding? I think his the name is one guy from the Involve, and he said my name, and he said I see the videos from Nelson that, and now I'm starting to make interviews to the riders and everything, and I think that is the important. Everybody who wants to make this type of interviews, I think that is very important for us to help the community. Like to Matt is creating so much for us. Why don't we bring him here and show his product? Is not, you're not going to receive nothing, but you're going to like say thank you for the work you make for all of us. I think you make a amazing job for our community. I'm very proud to have you here. Very, very proud. That is not propaganda. That is from my heart. Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
do it. I
Thank you.
do it this for love. You see, I come for my work and I come to do this, and I try to do my best. Sometimes the guys say that is spend on everything. No, that I try to always help the community, and one person have to do that. So we're going to go up. That is not about me, it's about us. But please come to the channel, subscribe. Everything you can help is going to be for the community. I'm not going to win no money with this. This talk here. Now we have one of the one wheelers from Germany is Ignar,
Oh
and
yeah.
he has a question for you. He was in America with the one wheels. He's a fantastic rider. I think he's one of the best riders in Germany, very
Hmm.
active, and he has a YouTube channel. If you want to follow him in his YouTube channel, he's our fantastic community guy. Uh, I think he has a question for you. What is what? I think what a friend from after. No, he's just selling something. But he's a fantastic guy. He say hello for you, hello for me, hello to everybody is in the channel. Let's go on. And I want to ask you something else. Is like this. Mm, where is that? I want to find it. Give me just a second, please. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry, guys. What is your opinion about that? That's for me one of the important things. What is your opinion about riding without protection? With protection, you are a guy who sell products for our community. What is your opinion today? Because we're going to a direction that we go every day faster and faster, because
Mm-hmm.
the boards are more, everybody wants to more power, more what you think about using protections. I always ask to all of us here in a live stream, what is your opinion for the rides, for the guys who are riding today? uh
I
what
my advice to you is wear pads on the parts of your body that you don't want to end up as mincemeat. It's always I always pad up every time before every ride. I used to ride motorcycles, all the time, super fast, and be crazy. And of course, the Esk8 stuff is much slower, but you can still really get jacked up. So helmet at a bare minimum, and definitely one for me with chin protection,
Mhm.
because if you look at statistics, most people that crash will hit some part of their chin here onto the ground, and I'd like to keep mine intact. So after that, gosh, knee pads, elbow pads, gloves or wrist guards. I always wear a back protector, just because I seem to end up on my back a lot, falling off. You know, I have. I would like to get better shoulder protection, but a lot of the shoulder protection on the market does not seem to prevent against AC separation, which you can't really see it here, but both of my shoulders have the bump. You know, here's one. Here's the other. Both shoulders are separated. This one from a motorcycle, this one from a scooter. So that's why I always pad up, because even 15 miles an hour can be bad news when you go down. So yeah, the more pads, the better. Up until the point where, you know, it restricts your movement, and that's kind of a fine line for everybody. It's what pads, you know, will protect you but give you that freedom of movement, so you can still get in your crouch or whatever you want to do.
Yeah, for me, I think that this protection is very important today. When I started this about 7 years or 8 years ago, the boards was about 20 kilometers per hour, 18 kilometers per hour. I don't know in miles. I think 12 or 13 kilometers per hour is not so fast. But today we have boards that is so crazy. And and if you sell to a person, your board, I'm going to sell you a board who goes to 20 miles per hour, nobody buy it. Everybody wants to have speed and everything. That's why that's not good for us. In the future, I see there is a big evolution from the unicycles, electro unicycles, or monowheels. I don't know what's the name in America. I think it's a electro unicycle. Do you think to work something from that, or you're just going to stay with one wheels and electro skateboards? Because there is electro bikes the same in the same. In America, there is lots of electro skate bikes.
Yeah. So the
Electro bikes,
unicycles.
sorry.
The unicycles don't seem to have the same level of customization ability. You know, they are much more closed systems as far as putting accessories on. Like, you can't just throw on a new wheel because it's a hub motor. You may be able to do pedals or something like that, but I've had a couple EUCs and they're fun. It's just not something. And this is a few years ago, and the technology's gotten a lot better. For me, it doesn't have the same quality of ride that a Esk8 does, or a Onewheel. It's a completely different feeling, and I make things that excite me, and right now I'm not excited by EUCs. So that's kind of the short answer. Is I make stuff that I would like to have, and then I offer it to others. So I think they're cool, and I've seen some amazing, you know, even recently, just some amazing jumps and some riding and stuff. But you know, for me, that kind of the skate carve is a better feeling and more important to me than straight line speed. Yeah, I mean, it's the carve that makes me feel good. It's hitting that perfect apex, and you know, the weight transfer that makes it so special.
Okay, and just a question: e-bikes, like
e-bikes,
it's like in America is a little crazy now with this e-bikes. You can do lots of customs things. Do you think that is a way for you, or is not your world too?
I've had some e-bikes before that were a lot of fun. I had a Stealth from Australia.
I think that is not e-bikes. I think in America is motorbike.
Oh, that's right. Well, it did have pedals though. It did have pedals. It was
yeah.
A bear. It was a bear to pedal.
I think the pedals is just fantasy.
Oh yeah, it's for legal requirements. It's for fooling the police that you're not doing anything bad. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah.
There's only so much time. You know, this is the same for everybody. There's so much time. You have to focus on what is the most exciting to you. And right now, for me, that is the e-skate world.
Okay. I have a question from Tom, but first I want to talk about your controls. How that
Yeah.
I think I forget about your controls. Do you have in three colors, or are you planning to do another control? Are you going to stay with this control? What is what
Yeah,
is
this is actually, this is a really old video.
okay?
I don't really make these anymore. That was kind of a product that I made for a year where I wanted trigger control on the prototypo, and I
Hmm.
couldn't find one that I liked, so I made that one. It's remote controls are another area where maybe down the line I'll look at it again. But that was just a shell with
Hmm.
the guts of the Nano, so it was just kind of an experiment. I probably made 50 or so. And I still do make them for certain people if they ask, but it's not one of my.
Hmm.
It takes forever. It's a lot of work, and uh,
You, to
it's
make
it's fun.
that is like a 3D printed or something like that, or
That initially, yeah, but then I had them made by shapeways.com,
Mhm.
which is a great place. So some of those other things that I offer on
Mhm. Yeah, I
the
know. You send me the link to me one day.
right.
Yeah.
It's Shapeways is a great place to have things printed that are strong and they don't have
Mhm.
layer lines, so they don't break. Um,
Yeah,
but
that's
it
good.
was it was the finishing after that. A lot of the things that I used to make were more took a lot more elbow grease.
Mhm.
And for instance, that Hammerhead remote, there's a lot of sanding and painting and resanding and priming and a lot of time
Yeah.
to spend. And now I'm focused more on products that are manufactured. And then when I get them, I can send them out instead of having to, spend a day on a single remote controller. I just don't have the time anymore.
So then we come to this. That is one of the big questions I have, and I was quite. I have to forget. Uh, that is a big question. In the Titan is a big improvement from you guys. Um, how do you came to this? Because lots of persons was complaining this screw was all broken. How do you came to this? Because you see the difference from one and the other one.
Um, Generally, I don't think that the stock piece is terrible. I just thought that I could make a little bit of an improvement to it. By making a few design changes like the knurling and making the socket where you put the Allen wrench deeper so that it
Mhm.
couldn't slip as much. Um, and then of course just making it out of titanium because it's fun to make things out of titanium. You know?
Yeah, well, and
um,
then the question is like this: this one is just made for Lacrosse, or because this is a different one? This is like the prototype or something like this, or
well, the prototypo and the
you can.
hypertruck setups can use the same one.
Okay,
It's the same.
okay.
It's the same bolt. The only
You,
difference is at the end. It's not showing there, but at the end on the prototypo where you attach the nut, yeah,
Mhm.
um, it's not as long in this center barrel section, so you don't have to use a larger washer and then a smaller washer like you do with the stock.
Mm,
And that's the
okay.
problem with the stock; it's slightly too long.
Okay.
If you use this one, you can the end before the threads is
Mhm.
flush with the truck, so you can put on a single washer and then put on your lock nut.
Mhm.
So just minor little inconveniences like that. I like things like this will rectify. It's not a huge improvement. It's
Mhm.
just incremental.
Okay.
And I priced it, I think, to a point where it makes sense. I think if the stock steel version is 85% of the price, hey, why
Yeah.
not why not splurge a little bit and get the titanium?
So we
So
have another question here from Tom,
yes,
because we speak about the motors.
yes, I see that. Okay, so the initial samples that I'm getting, actually next week, are closed. That is not that does not preclude any dirt getting in there at all. It's just harder.
Mhm.
Even like the Lacroix motors right now are not truly sealed. The dirt gets in there through the where the wires go in. Um, So initially they're closed, and then I'm going to do some thermal tests and make sure that they can still run at full power. So part of the thing with an electric motor is that cooling is paramount, and the hotter that it runs all the time, the shorter the lifespan will be. That said, the Hypertruck's mount is a giant heat sink. Okay, and all that heat energy goes into the mount and into the Hypertrucks. And so the closed off may work. I'm hoping that it does. If it doesn't, though, we're going to have to machine open the vents again, because it's more important for the life of the motor to last and to be reliable than it is to be cleaner. And you would think that you don't want dirt getting in there and those vents are bad, but man, you don't get a lot of dirt in there. It gets dusty, and you can just spray that out with compressed air. But I've never had a rock get in there or something get in there that made the motor lock up or anything like that. So I'm not afraid of the vents. It's just to kind of, it's that last little bit of protection for the motor. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay. Now we go to fast questions, fast answers.
Okay.
We're going to talk about. I'm like this. Onewheels. What is your opinion?
Love
Board.
them. I love it for slow to medium speeds. I love to tool around real slow on technical stuff, but I do not like the Onewheel for high speed because it invariably, you're going to get hurt.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Involve. It's not the board you work, but
Evolve.
Yeah.
I don't have one. I've never ridden one.
Okay, Lacroix.
Lacroix is I think the pinnacle brand right now in Esk8. And I enjoy making things for those boards. I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say beyond that.
Okay.
If it wasn't for Lacroix, I would not be able to, bring you all these cool things. So it's nice to have a platform of that quality to then go in and tweak little parts.
Okay, I don't know if you work, but I ask you, Kelly board.
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay. Then we go to the next one.
Okay.
What was the best moment for you in this year's? You start everything in the all the 4 years. How many years do we have now? What was the best moment for you?
I think the best moment for me was when I first announced all the wheels. It was about 9 months ago or 8 months ago that I posted the wheels, and I got a really great response on Facebook, and that was a really special moment because I had spent a lot of time and a lot of effort, blood, sweat, and tears to get to that point, and for the designs to be so well received was really nice. So that was probably the best
moment of you.
feeling. Yeah, best moment.
What was the first time? What was the sensation for you? The sensation when you tried the first time electro skateboard or Onewheel?
Yeah. Well, the Onewheel, if you've ridden a Onewheel, then you know that kind of magical feeling that you get with the auto balance. There's nothing else like that, I don't think. And I think that when I first got on the Prototipo, which was actually my first e-skateboard, I think like a lot of Onewheelers, I was trying to move my weight to get the board to go. I had that muscle memory, and I had to remember, oh, this is a remote. And initially found it awkward to ride because I wasn't used to it. And now thinking back, it feels so comfortable and so capable. But back then I was, when you first get on the boards of this caliber, it's very intimidating. Especially with the default bushings where you think that there's something wrong with you because you can't turn sharply enough. So that's getting the muscle memory down to turn and to feel to trust the board that it's not going to slide out from under you. That's a really cool feeling.
That is The other question, this is, we have to make like fast ones. I like this. Uh, what is the wheels that you like most to ride when you go riding? Do you like street wheels, or do you like off road, or what is the type of wheels do you prefer when you go for a
I,
ride?
I I prefer. Well, I mean, I guess it depends on the day, but generally, I love smooth tarmac.
Hmm.
So my favorite tire is the Evolve 7-inch because it really fits these
Hmm.
wheels so perfectly, and it's well balanced and has a great grip and it looks fantastic. So my when I go out to ride, I think, where can I find the smoothest pavement and the best turns, and the least amount of people.
Okay, for me,
And we do some fire road stuff. Like the other day, we went
mhm.
up into the hills and we did some fire road, and that's fun. But on a board like the La Croix, I don't particularly like to take it off road just because you get a lot more damage, a
Yeah.
lot more road rash and rocks and stuff.
I put my Lacroix in one off road with the guys, with my friends, and that was a big mistake. I have the box on, because I have the long star. Then is the big
Oh yeah,
box.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Then it was a big mistake. I have all crash. Everything is damaged. And
Oh,
that's a very nice thing. I was thinking it was everything okay, but I don't like so much today the street wheels. I prefer more. Like you have to sell it. The other one is, what is for you the top speed, or the speed for you that you love more to ride?
I prefer right around 25 because I can get a really nice carve at 25 without fear of crashing. I mean, once you get to start, once you get up to the 30s and above, it's I know there are certain people like Ryan. Um, I don't know if I'm going to murder his last name, Pelliccioni. I don't know if that's
Hmm.
right or not. Sorry, Ryan. Who can ride at 35 and carve. I'm not. I have a little bit more fear of death in me, so I tend to ride a little bit slower, unless it's a straight line. And like I said, since I'm more, it's a better feeling for me and more satisfying to make the perfect turn and to make a perfect carve set than it is to go fast.
Yeah.
It's fun to go.
And
I'm not saying it's not fun to go fast, but
mm,
most of the time, I want to get that lean. I want to get that carve into the corner and that feeling of coming out of it. That's what I really enjoy.
yeah, the other question is like this, is maybe a tricky question. Do you like more to ride, or do you like more to create things?
Um, I like both. I like both almost equally. I would say that, but you can't. It's tough to ride all day, right? So I like to get a ride in, and then I come back and I work on some things that maybe some changes or some ideas that I got when I was out riding. But I don't think I can do one without the other. I mean, the writing allows me to clear my head and think and relax. Because when I'm here with all the parts, I see there's too many tasks and I run out of time. And so I do love to create. So, but that said, if I get inspired and I think of something, then I can't write. I gotta design it out first, or at least write it down, because those things are fleeting.
Yeah.
The inspiration is fleeting. If you don't immediately put that down on paper or make a note of it, you lose it. And
Yeah.
yeah,
But sometimes when you write it, the ideas comes.
they do.
You,
They do.
you,
Actually, that's I get more and more ideas in the shower in the morning. Um,
you are fresh.
because yeah, I don't know why. Just standing there with the water on you. Then, oh yeah, I could. That's the way it could be done.
Yeah,
Um,
that is good. In the
yeah.
morning, in the morning for me is always very difficult in my
Oh yeah.
work that I
You got to
do.
get a couple cups of coffee in there first.
Yeah, but I have to wake up very soon because I have to go buy something. So let's go to the last question, my friend.
Okay.
That is like this. What is the plans for you in the 2021?
Well, 2021 will be rounding out kind of the wheels offerings that I have. I have it's tough to really say because I don't want to give too much away at this point. I will say 2021 is there are gonna be a lot of cool things coming out that I'm working on that are at the moment uh, still under wraps. And
Reps
I'm
is
just
good.
hoping that people, pardon?
Reps is good because everybody
So
now, everybody's not going to sleep very well in the next.
no,
Next
I think
you,
that
you,
it's I just
your
I don't
website.
want to promise anything before I have something to show. I'm the kind of guy that I like to surprise
Hmm.
and say, here it's done. And then to
Yeah,
say, I'm making this and in 3 months you can buy it. I don't.
yeah,
So that's
yeah.
the motors
That's
is kind of a
wrong.
departure of that for
You're
me.
doing right, my friend. That is very nice from you that to do like this because I don't like it to I don't I hate when a person says I'm going to make like me. I don't want to speak nobody, nothing not good from and nobody, but I waiting for a speed board and there is so many time I'm waiting for this board, and I don't like so much to see waiting. For me, it's better
Right.
for you to bring the product out and it's finished and you
Right.
can
I,
buy
I
it.
I hate waiting as well. I don't like to wait. And if you don't know that you're missing something, then you don't care about the wait. All of a
Yeah,
sudden the product shows up one day and it's like, can I buy this now? Yes.
yeah,
Oh, that's great.
yeah.
Um, there's all kinds of things, not necessarily just skateboards, but all kinds of things where, I'm waiting on a coffee maker that's been promised for, 6 months in a Kickstarter campaign. So it's like, uh, no, I like to make the product in secret because the other thing that you get, and this isn't a big deal, but you get a lot of people saying, when's that thing coming out you're working on? And you have to field a lot of questions. And if you tell somebody it's sooner or later and it doesn't make it, then you're under pressure.
Yeah,
I like to work in secret. I like to spring it on you.
yeah,
Here it is.
yeah. It's like me. When I speak with Alex from Lacroix, there is about 7 months or 8 months, and I ask, "Do you going to have a gear drive?" And he said, "No,
Hmm.
or maybe, or I don't know." And that is for me was like okay. Then I speak with the guy from Atox, and I say, "Can we create a gear drive for my Lacroix?" And he say, "Okay, we can create it." Then it takes about I don't know how many months. I don't say nothing to no one, and when it was finished, I bring it out. I say, "He make for me. He don't want to sell it because he don't want to have problem with A or B or C. If somebody wants one." He said,
Hmm.
"I can make it," but it's not his way. He's a guy of off-road boards and everything. He don't have nothing to do with the. But if you want, he can make it. He is the
Custom.
first one
Yeah.
to say. He was the first one to say the product from Alex is very good, and I don't want to be in a way of nobody. But
Hmm.
we forget that. But I think the you do the right way. Make the product when the product is finished, then everybody. If speculation is always very bad for all of us, it's
Hmm.
all bad for the guy who is selling because everybody's going to always take the time and ask, "Is that finished?" When it's going to go out, it's like, why is that not finished? And the people in the internet, they are very difficult sometimes
Sure.
because they don't want to wait. They want for tomorrow.
Yeah. No, I'm like that also. I'm like that also. I want, and
That's
even when I finish a design and I send it to have it CNC or the mold made, and they tell me it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks, I just, oh God, I can't take it. So I have to forget about it and focus on other things, because if I focus too much on how long it's taking, then it's maddening. It's maddening.
okay, my friend. uh I want to thank you a lot to waiting first for me 2 hours today, and that was not very kind for me. But
Yeah, no problem.
and I want to tell all everybody who waited, because I know there was a lot of persons who want to see you and listen a little more about you, about your company. I think you have a magnificent company. All of you guys, if you want to, uh, if you don't know, I'm going to leave all the links from the videos, from the his company, from his Facebooks. Everything is going to be in a channel here. I'm going to put everything for you to go there. If you have some question, if you want to buy something, it's very easy. It's said today that it's very easy for you to buy something in 3 to 5 days. Is going to be in your home. That is good service. That is very important service, and that is not paid. That is me and Matt who are talking. That is a live stream free. That is a guy from our community. I'm very proud to have you here. I hope I don't have forget any questions. I think there is lots of questions all the time. I hope the best luck for you, your family, and your friends. Be safe in a bad situation like this in a moment for all the world. Create something very good for us because I'm not going to sleep so well to know when are we going to see a new board.
See, I shouldn't have said anything. See,
No, you said yeah, but no, it's very good. It's very good. My opinion is always when it's a good competition, it's good for all of us. The guys who buy it, because if Lacroix makes a good product, you make a good product, Lacroix is going to make it better, you're going to make it better, the Trump is going to make better, everybody is going to work to make the for us. That's why
right.
I'm very proud to have you here. And Matt, you can have the last words for the persons who going to see maybe later or tomorrow or in 1 week the channel. Your last opinion or last words for the
Yeah.
community.
Well. First of all, Ignaz was asking, will I join the Esk8 Cup in
Yeah.
Paris this year? I don't actually. I'm not familiar with that. It's just tough to go anywhere right now with COVID. I mean, it is. You know, as everybody knows, it's thrown everybody's plans into a wrench. As soon as that's over, you can bet I'm going to be around the world and definitely in Europe to promote and be part of that kind of thing. Yeah, for sure.
I can tell you like this just to help you. Paris Cup is started to with 5 persons, and these 5 persons, 2 from France and 3 from England, UK, and they make the event in France. And this event of 3 days was a fantastic event, but because of the COVID-19, normally was going to be this year again. Last year was canceled, and this year is not going to happen. Last week they was here with me, and they say because of the situation is just going to be in 2022. Then
Okay.
forget it. Next year is not going to happen. If you have the chance, try to come. It's electric is one of the best events I have seen in my life. Just to help a little Matt, because Matt don't know. That was a small event, and today is very big because everybody was there, was like amazed. It was a simple thing, but so simple that works so fine. Just to help you a little, but if you can come in 22, you will always be welcome, and all the community in Europe is going to take care of you for sure.
Yeah, I
But
got a lot of people across the pond to meet for sure.
yeah, that is very good for all of us. In the first event was lots of guys from all around the world. Nobody was waiting, and that's the important. That's his community. That's why we make this live stream. That's why I tell to all the YouTubers who are working there, don't think Nelson is want to make a business from this. If you want to create it, go there, make your live stream. Bring guys, bring riders, bring brands, bring everybody. If you bring a brand, don't think that this brand, it's going to no, it's going to be good for all of us to know a little more about all of us. Don't think just unboxing a board or something like that. Unboxing, everybody knows. Do something different. Bring all of us of the electric community, skateboards, Onewheels. It's the same. Bring everybody together. That's the important. Maybe next time when Matt is in Europe, maybe the guys is going to know a little more about you and going to say, oh, you are Matt, I know you a little more because I see your videos, I see everything. That's the important. Nelson is nothing. I cannot do nothing alone. They, that's all my message. I always tell to everybody, I'm not a YouTuber. I do this because nobody was doing.
Hmm.
Everybody was forgetting about you, Matt, about all the guys who create for us, and about the riders. That's the people who spend money for all
Yeah,
of us.
I think. Oh,
Without
I'll
the
say
two
it
of us, without the two of us, the guys who create it, like you, and the guys who buy it, that would never work. And we have
good.
to thank in this person. That's why I created. Maybe later I'm going to leave this. I hope that is going to be good YouTubers that going to think about our community and going to be better than me and better English. And then I'm going to be proud to say, okay, we start something all together, because it's not Nelson starting. I cannot do nothing without you today. If you don't come to the live stream, that don't happen.
Yeah.
That
Well,
have to
no,
work.
we appreciate you, Nelson. We do.
Yeah, that's the important thing. But my friend, I do this for the community. I love the community. I'm a very, very, very active guy.
It
I
seems
do
like
this.
it.
Yeah, that's why, Matt. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I hope I'm like here, hoping that you have lots of success. You have lots of
Thank
success
you.
today, and I leave you with the last words because I'm always speaking, and I'm very happy to have you here today. That was one special day for me and
Thank you.
for
Thank
the
you.
community.
It was really cool to be here. I don't normally like being on camera, but it was cool, and I appreciate it. Thank you. What I will leave you with is this thought: when every board has the capability to go 40 or 45 miles per hour or any speed that you want, when speed is a commodity, what's left?
Yeah, my friend, that was very good.
And what's
Thank you
left,
very
I will tell you what's left is the handling.
Oh,
Every board will be able to go 40 or 45 miles an hour. Speed is a commodity. What will matter is how you wield that speed and how the board reacts to your inputs. That's the frontier.
that is a good one for everybody. Like me, that is very important. I think that is for all the guys who are riding is very good. I think in the future, like me, I have a big accent. There is lots of about the 8 months, and it was very bad. And I learned what you say. Your words is like the way I have to think in the future. Is not speeding, is how to control it and enjoying the board what you have.
Right. Right.
And
Because you can right now make a board that will outperform anything else you can buy commercially available if you want to, and people
yeah,
do.
mhm,
So at that point, if anybody can build a fast board, it's going to come down to handling.
yeah, that's true. So, my friend, thank
Yes.
you very, very much.
Thank you.
And I just going to tell you, in 2 days we're going to have uh, Jamie here from
Oh
UK.
yeah.
And if you want to, guys, you can come and watch the live stream. My friend, thank you very much. And I'm going to go out. Everybody there was in a live. Thank you so much. If you don't answer any questions, sorry. Maybe another day we're going to have here Matt and we talk a little more. So, guys, bye bye. And thank you